I'm just thinking of how my intro started last time and my little title card thingy.
Do you have music? Do you want me to make
Oh
music?
no, there's no This is going. I know what you're doing. I know which one you're doing. Okay, let's just go with the normal intro. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and everyone else under the rainbow of our wonderful community. How are you doing today? We are here with my podcast, Nerdy Distractions, a place where I come and just talk about nerdy stuff with my friends, really. And today we have the lovely Cyberrank10.
Oh,
Hello.
lovely. I love intros. Hello, everyone. You always discover more about yourself from the intro. Thank you for calling me lovely. You're lovely.
Of course. How long have we been friends now, though?
I don't count.
I was thinking about this earlier. I think it's been at least a decade now. We're not gonna wait.
Okay, I'll take
that
you on
ages
that
us.
I will. Right. See, that's why I don't count.
I don't know. See, I've kind of fallen since I've turned 30. I've kind of fallen into this thing of like, I'm the 30-year-old that everyone wishes they could be, and in doing that, I'm kind of like, I'm fine with age. I'm fine with aging.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's liberating. The older you get, the more you learn about yourself. Yeah, it's liberating.
The freedom of it.
The freedom of it.
We've actually been talking for about 25, 30 minutes before this. So Patreon, you get a cute little pre-show. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, come over to Patreon, and then you can get the lovely little pre-show.
There's going to be so many little inside jokes and stuff during this that, I mean, it's just going to help fill the context. So, you know, definitely go check it out. Also, yes, I'm a very good salesman. I'm aware.
I've gotten better. I realized doing my Otome games and stuff like that, I've gotten a lot better of like, what's it called? Transitioning into things. And then I'm doing marketing for my friend's brand, so I'm kind of like, okay, I need to know how to tie all of this together.
People will go, oh, that transition was smooth. Here's my $5. You go, buddy. You got me. You got me.
So it's been a hot minute. Like so I lurk in people's streams all the time. I lurk in your streams when I'm at work. I lurk in your streams when I'm like getting ready for bed and things.
Grateful.
Of course. But I feel like that's what like all the streamer friends do, because
that's what employed people should do.
Yes. Well, it's because like I can't after my streams or after I've done my stuff and I need to work on my content, I don't really have the time to like sit and type and chat and things like that. But the views go a long way, and I think as a fellow streamer and content creator, you understand that, and like I know that you've done that for me as well. Like I see your name in there and I'm like, oh, Cyber,
right? Isn't it so nice? It's a boost.
Yes. We don't comment on it. We spread the love.
Sometimes I go extra because I'm like, oh shit, how long has she been? Oh, can I curse? Is that okay?
You can curse.
Okay,
here.
just the one. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll just be like, oh, I didn't notice that you were lurking, and then I'll think to myself like, did they just get there? Okay, you know what? Let me go like an extra hour or two. Like I got it in me, but let me just go an extra hour to give them something to watch or whatever.
Please please never do that. If you
responsibly,
see me,
responsibly,
I'm gonna
do it anyway. Responsibly, yeah.
If you do it responsibly, I'm fine. Responsibly, not.
I'll see it, and then I'll start talking about topics I know that person likes. Not even to get them to talk, but just so they could listen and talk, and just so they can listen. To stuff that they like.
This is gonna make me seem really, really selfish. You and I are so different because you think that way, and I'm like, I'm done with the game tonight. Bye, guys.
Well, I do that too.
I'll rate it out.
I'll do that too. I always just be like cold cut, like, all right, guys, I'm done. Come on, click. The I'm done probably doesn't even go through the internet before I've already pressed in stream. No, I feel you on that though.
So speaking of streaming, what have you been up to? I know you've been playing Marvel Rivals. You put out something in your Discord like a month or two ago.
Oh yeah.
That you were going to be streaming less. And when I'm telling you right now, my heart plummeted. This is not to make you feel bad.
We're all addicted to food and shelter.
That's yes. That makes sense.
And money, we're addicted to food, shelter, and money, and it's just been that way since I've been on this planet.
Capitalism. I mean, what?
And so as much as I love streaming, and the ideas and the busyness and the marketing and the excitement and all that other stuff, I was just like, I have to reallocate my time. So I started, if I did stream, I do it now. If I'm streaming at like in the business hours of the day, I'm also sending out resumes and working on my resumes and
Mm.
like writing cover letters and stuff. So it kind of went from like, hey, let me chase a brand and hope that, I follow all the marketing steps and reach out to like, all right, let me just get a fucking job.
Yeah.
And like keep the lights on and the dream alive.
And I guess when I saw that message, I
Yeah.
really thought you were going to go to, like, 1 or 2 streams a week, kinda like how I do. Um, but, like, I totally understand. I've had to take a completely different mentality to my job because I used to be my my day job was the thing I kinda did on the side, and, like, my brain, I was like, "This is the side job, and the gaming is, like, my passion and what I want to be the full time."
Right.
And
Right.
it made me miserable at my day job, so I've kind of
Yeah.
changed that. I'm still just as busy,
Oh yeah.
but by focusing on work at work rather than like, "Oh, man, I could be doing so and so content,"
Mhm.
I've become more, like, consistent in a sense
Yeah.
with, like,
Yeah.
doing creative things and feeling slightly more fulfilled at my day job kinda thing,
Yeah.
so I
Because
guess
you
when I
can use the resources and structure for sure.
when I have if I have 20 free minutes, I absolutely work on something, like, I'll
Yeah.
do, like, some Canva stuff or whatever, absolutely, but it's not like "Okay, I'm getting my day job done so I can do creative stuff." I'm just letting creativity be in a sense. But again, I saw that message from you and I was like, Is he gone?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
I heart literally plummeted. So
well, it was
what
also because of yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. So, like, what's been up? What are you doing? Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I've been spending a lot of time like I that was also my way of and it did kind of work out that way where there were some weeks where I did like maybe like 2 streams
Mm.
or 3 streams. And they were very short and they were more like check-ins because it was like I wanted to get up stuff that would help me out, like my merch, which
Mhm.
was a huge support in helping me um save up for driving school and stuff like that,
Congrats, by the
which I
on
just
that.
started. Thank you. Yeah, I'm ready to once the snow stops. We're getting some snowstorms here, but once
Same.
those stop, I'll be able to like I'm very confident about taking my tests and stuff like that.
Mm.
Like this driving thing is it's really it's funny. I rode my electric skateboard because I have a board and it goes very fast. And I rode my electric skateboard, but I have to wear like protection shoes when I wear it because I did fall once and I broke my toe. I fractured my
Oh my
toe,
god,
but it was fine. It was
cyber
okay. I loved it. It was great. It was an experience. And so I had to wear boots for my road um what is it? Training
Mm.
really is what it was. Tutorial, like car tutorial. And I even asked, I was like, is it hard to is it hard to accelerate wearing boots? And he was like, boots are for horses, sneakers are for cars.
Yep.
It's like
Yes.
and I'm sure you have driving experience, definitely. And I was just like, yeah, this is I get it now.
You
I
take
totally get it.
when I
Mhm.
was when I was 15, I also did, like, a driver's ed course over the summer,
Mhm.
like, people who are scared of driving I know you're not, it's just, like, some people don't have the
I
You
was
were?
though. Of
Oh
course.
my god,
Of
no.
course.
You
Because it's like yeah,
take a course.
I
Anyone who's
did.
listening to this
Yeah.
and scared of it see,
It helps.
exactly, and yeah, you take
Yeah.
a course, someone walks you through it, someone is literally in the car with you, not the test, the an
Yeah.
actual teaching course,
Like this is
and
how this
they
works. This is how you accelerate. This is how the wheel works. These are what these things are in the meter, that type of stuff.
Exactly, and then it's like, when you're in that course, you can also ask questions, and then as a
Yeah.
teenager, I was like, "I'm not asking questions, I just wanna get my driver's license." But, like, when you're an adult and you're like, "Okay, so, like, you can actually think of situations to,
Yes.
like, ask and be
I'm
like, 'Oh,
happy
what
I'm
do I
getting it
do in
later in
this?'"
life.
Yeah.
I'm much happier I'm getting it later in life. I even said it too. I was like, I'm happy I'm getting it later in life because when I was a lot younger, I thought I was invincible. So
Mhm.
I probably would not be here today if I had my driver's license a lot earlier in life. I was very influential, and Fast and the Furious was definitely one of my favorite movies. And I have no
Oh my
impulse
god, no
control.
muscle car for
So
you.
right, yeah,
No,
no,
none.
no impulse
He's
control.
past that now.
I'm impressionable. I'm very impressionable too. So
Yes, we know.
yeah.
I'm well aware of this.
So yep, that would have been a recipe for disaster. But I digress. Yes, I did slow down on the stream. I did reorientate my priorities, and I started working on
Mhm.
merch with my fourth wall, which has been absolutely easy and nice. And
Yes.
there are so many merch options, and I think you would like that too when you get
I've
around to doing that.
I've
The
got a few.
quality is good.
I've
Okay,
got a
good. The
few
quality
things.
is good. The selection, you and I have gone down the same pipeline, and so
Mhm.
it's like when it came to options from, I think Stream Elements was the one
Yes.
before. It was
Yeah.
very limited. It was very it was very limited. It felt like an afterthought.
In
With
in
fourth wall feels so good.
Stream Elements defense, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything. The Stream Elements merch was always beta. Like I
Same,
don't think
same.
they didn't
Yeah,
have any like push to
totally.
make that full. So they were like,
Right.
drop that and just turn everyone to fourth wall, which was probably their best
That's
decision
very smart.
because
Yep. That was very smart of them. So yeah, I put some stuff together in my Bun Boy winter collection based off of my Bunny Boy cosplay that I did on my Twitch
yes.
stream.
The
Yes.
one that you got
I get
you got
I got
what was
what
it?
are we
What's it called?
you tell me, what are we?
What the one you posted pictures and stuff for it, and it like
Uh,
stopped your stream. It was like against TOS or whatever.
oh yeah, I got banned for it, is what she's saying. I got banned on Twitch
You
for
got
my Bunny
timed
Boy
out. You
cosplay. No, I got banned. I got
did
banned
you?
for I had to appeal. Yeah, I
Oh
actually had to
my
appeal.
god.
I had to appeal and everything. I don't know. Yeah. The C's are not fair. You can't sell for everybody. So for context, imagine a lean fit male figure wearing a Playboy bunny outfit. And as you can imagine, when you are seeing the Dorito shaped male
There's
figure
there's bits.
towards the southern end, there may be some form of protruding round bulge, as they may call them. And
I
that's
don't
what got
s
me banned
I don't see the
because
problem because there's bulging things on feminine bodies just up
right,
north. So I never
right.
understood that. I
It,
didn't realize that you had to appeal
oh my
for it.
god.
Holy
Yeah, I had
shit.
to appeal for it and everything. If you're this invested and you've been listening this long. But yeah, so I use that design to make some stuff, which helped a lot. But now I'm definitely because I'm an extrovert
Mhm.
that is broke.
Yep.
So a broke extrovert craves uh to be part of people and part of a group and part of all that other stuff. However, as I've gotten older, I also don't really enjoy the cliche things of bars and clubs and alcohol
Mhm.
and leaving the house sometimes.
How do I tell you? I don't think that makes you an extrovert anymore. Welcome to the
Right.
introverted life.
But that's the other thing. I am also an introvert. I grew up playing EverQuest and World of Warcraft. So you get what I mean? I'm a digital extrovert though.
That's
Like that's the funny. Like I would be in Baron's chat. I would be in trade chat. This is why I do my very best now to never talk in any game I'm playing because I don't have a filter.
yeah.
Because I was an edgy teenager growing up.
And
So again, right.
this is why Lee can't have voice
This
like
is why
all
I
voice
had
chats. Like
chat
no.
off.
Yep.
This is why I had all communications off for all the hours that you and I have played League of Legends together on Summoner's Rift. How many times have I said, "What are they saying?"
Yes. Oh my god.
Because I know me.
I think I channeled you the other night because we had We had some of the stupidest people. It was just a
Mhm.
really bad setup, and we were going against a double jungle and ganks, and it was insane. We weren't gonna win the game, and I just went off. Game ended, and this
Yeah.
person friended me, and I was like, "We're going
Yeah.
20 minutes. I will continue this conversation just going off on people." Not
Yeah.
usually. They just pushed
Right.
all the wrong buttons.
Yeah. Some people, are civil and you can talk to them and then the raw reality of the world we live in, other people are not. And they need to be
Mm.
reminded that they are a POS and they
Yep.
need to be reminded like, hey, I don't know if anyone's like maybe too scared to tell you in your personal life, but you're a piece of, and that's not something to be proud of.
If
Like you
they
obviously are suffering out
Mhm.
loud and I hope you get some counseling or some help or and obviously it's not those in that nice of way.
If they have the confidence behind a screen to
Right.
talk a certain way to me, then I just have the general confidence to tell them to shut up and sit
Yeah.
down, like,
Yeah. It's like,
"No,
"Hey, buddy, you're hurting. Be quiet. Come on
you
now."
don't have to be nice to mean people."
Mm-mm.
I will say
Nope, you
that till
don't.
I'm blue in the face. You do
You do
not have to
not.
be nice to mean people.
You can match their energy and still be nothing like them.
Yep.
Yes, you can. I don't know what
Yep.
comic book stories have told us. I know Spider-Man, I can't do it. Batman, if you kill them, it'll make you just like no, it won't.
Nope. I have that
I'm
biblical
sorry,
background
bro.
of
No, it won't. We're
I
killing
have
the
that
Joker tonight.
I have that biblical background of turn the other cheek, and
Mhm.
it's like, you know what? Jesus also turned tables in a church. Literally flipped tables.
Right.
If my Lord Jesus did that, I feel like I can tell
Right.
someone to shut up and sit
I'm gonna
down.
turn the other cheek after I clap them.
Yeah.
That's it. There you go.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah,
So mm,
I do think yeah. Yeah. Everyone has to carve their own path. And when it comes to the streaming stuff and content creation, I've had that before where I was super saturated in doing it. I enjoyed it because of the creativity and the freedom.
mm.
But it's just not financially rewarding.
Yeah, no, it's
And it's it's so alive depending on your outlook. And that's the crazy part. Depending on your outlook, the same actions of clicking start stream or start recording or putting yourself in a creative mood, it's the outlook that greatly determines your longevity as a creator.
Mhm.
And that's so important because you could be streaming for 4 hours and finish it and feel like, oh my god, I'm wasted my time, no one showed up. Or you could stream for 4 hours and go, okay, cool, I'm gonna like chop this part up for the first 45 minutes. I'm gonna add this to a spotlight that I'm gonna do, and then maybe I'll create a presentation package so that if I'm applying to a brand or something, I have like something. So there's a difference
Mm,
of like, utilizing the same amount of time. And for a lot of us, we just want to like go live and then just socialize.
yeah.
But the landscape of this stuff is very volatile because right now the content creators that are doing incredibly well are the ones that are catering towards loud is funny. And
Yeah.
if you live in Japan
Yeah.
or you live with other people, you are excluded from loud is funny. So you
It's
have to work 6 times harder and have an actual job. Probably that's probably the best way to do it.
it's
And then honestly, healthily settle, but continue to be ambitious
Mhm.
because your what you may consider success is a different journey than other people. And for example, you have worked with several otomes and
Yay.
you have done projects that if you sit down and or be able to go back in time and talk to the 12-year-old version of you, she would be so proud of you.
If we just went back and talked to the version of me that first sat in your stream, that version of me would be like, "You do what now?"
Right. Exactly.
I I think for me, I had to not only take a different mindset just because of what happened with my family, but, because I was kind of losing what Reaper Babe gaming was. Like we were saying, some of these bigger creators are very talented. They've worked hard and some of them got lucky. Luck is a big part of content creation, especially streaming. Luck is like 95% of the game, honestly. The other 5% is having a personality. I'm going to be honest with you. Having a personality or learning to have a personality. And I was so focused on games that would make me big, quote unquote, like that I thought would work. I need to play the newest game. I need to like leave this game because I like it, but no one else does. And like I mean, I'm not even really enjoying Dragon Age 2, but you know what I'm doing? I'm making myself finish it simply because that's who I am as a person who plays games. I do not want to go to the next game without playing the game prior. Like a new book will come out in a series and I will read the first books before I read this book. Like I read in a trilogy, I will read the first book 3 times.
Right.
Because that's just who I am as a person.
And it's,
And
as you may not enjoy the whole ride, but you might have like little bits that you like. And sometimes that
yeah.
discovery is worth the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I and things that I thought that I would really enjoy, I'm not enjoying as much.
Hmm.
It it still connects me to what being a gamer is because in this day and age where people post let's plays. I post let's plays. I am not knocking let's plays at all. I watch let's plays of games that I will never play, but I enjoy the premise of, but I do not enjoy like horror games. I do not like the stress that it causes me to play horror games. But I enjoy some premises like Poppy's Playtime. I love
Mm,
that. I love the
right.
lore behind that. I love watching people play it and learning the lore. And so I play things like it just goes back to how we were before YouTube and Twitch and social media made everything just like it doesn't annoy me, but it makes me laugh when people are like, "Man, I can't get around this really difficult boss." And I've watched every tutorial and I've watched all this stuff and it's like, "My brother in Christ, do you know what we did before? There were booklets. And you had to read booklets and figure this shit out and how to beat
Right.
these people." Like,
Yeah.
God, the first time I went against Cynthia in Pokemon,
Oh my God. Yeah.
I did that thing 20 fucking times. That goddamn guard shot, man. But I realized in like rethinking how I go into content creation and stuff, I was trying to get big. I wasn't focused on my community as much. I wasn't focused on helping people. And when I say helping people, I
Uh,
mean like again, these small dev teams, these indie dev teams
right.
that are not going to get big people to play their game. I am not a big person, not physically or on the internet. Um, but I do have a tight knit group. It's not many of
Right.
us, but we're tight knit. So if I say that this is a good game, I will have at least one person in that group go check out this game. And if I can
Right.
just get one person to go to these indie devs games and be like, "Holy shit, this is good," then that's kind of where I need to be putting
Satisfying.
my
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's where
Yeah.
I want to be putting my energy and I lost that. So I say that
Gotcha.
because last night I played the Good People by the Morai Myths team. I
Hmm.
say that with a Japanese accent. They're Irish.
Hmm.
Apologies.
Hmm.
That's an Irish team.
Hmm.
Um, and I felt really good. Like
Good.
chat was chatting the first hour, hour and a half, which is what we do. We talk, no game, we just talk. And then I was like, guys, I'm going to enjoy the story. You guys take me as a podcast, as an audiobook to this story.
Right.
I'll sometimes fangirl and we'll get really
Oh,
loud and things like that, but otherwise, hopefully you can have like a relaxing, enjoyable time. And chat went dead. And
right.
usually that would scare the shit
Would
out of me.
bother you,
Yeah.
right?
But
Am
last
I
night I
not
was like,
funny? Am I not
yep,
engaging? Is it me? Am I ugly? Am I like, I understand.
exactly. But last night I was just like, I'm doing this because I want to know this game. This is
Yes.
especially Otome's. I'm like, I need to get back into enjoying the story of an Otome, not trying like allowing the game to be enjoyable, allowing the game to be the funny, allowing
Allowing
the
you to enjoy
game to
yourself. Allowing
yes.
yes.
Not
It's
not
you.
trying to change the game to be more entertaining. It's like the game
Right.
is gonna be entertaining or it's not. Like, let's
Right,
just be
right.
honest here. No matter what I do. So why am I pushing myself to, like, be acting in a sense when I
Yeah.
can just enjoy a good game? All the games
Streaming is
I've
very
yeah.
performative. Yeah, streaming is pretty performative because, there's a part of us that we think is marketable,
Mhm.
and that's the part that we're putting out into the light, into the world, and that can be exhausting even if it comes natural to you.
Yeah.
Um, and then at the same time, we're also mitigating a lot of our emotions because, through everything, you're mitigating, like, how what people are saying, and then, depending on your presenting identification, that can gravely change the type of engagement you're getting, and then you have to manage that too, and it's so exhausting. And it's so disappointing. But sometimes it's just like the thought crosses your head where it's like, okay, with all of that, and maybe it's not the vibe, should I just do this offline? Should I
Yeah.
just do that? But I'm glad that you found a way to enjoy yourself, because at the same time, it's like I was saying before, repurposing your content. If
Mhm.
you, as a creator, every single creator needs to go in, especially if it is something like live streaming. We, for so long, thought, because no one created a guideline for live streaming, but all we did was just like take tidbits from what successful people said made them successful, which doesn't apply by the time that they're successful.
It goes
Because
back to
whatever, right,
95% of it is also luck and
right.
timing.
Yeah. And who you know. Yep. And how
Yep.
you were pushed. Because even I've learned that there are a lot of shitty people in the content creation world that are pivotal pillars and will probably never be removed because they have connections. And
Mhm.
they'll either fade into obscurity, but they've done all of the shitty things as a shitty person. Excuse me, that's enough of my profanity. But they've done all of the things that someone with a moral compass would not do. And there's a
Mhm.
saying roughly that it goes something like, I'm sorry I'm not where I I'm sorry I'm not where you think I should be in life. Um it's taking me a little longer because I'm not taking advantage of people, undercutting people, that kind of thing, like, because
Yes.
I'm not cheating, so, like, it's taking me a little longer because I'm actively choosing not to do the shortcuts
Mm.
and harm people and burn bridges on the way and all that other stuff that other people are doing. Um, so, when it comes to these small games, and at least they're not using, bad marketing practices to sell their game. They're being genuine, and they may be overlooked because it's not spicy. But
Mhm.
if you give it some time and you give it some energy, you might go, oh, wow, this wasn't what I was looking for, but now I found something new that I like. And I don't think people give themselves enough opportunity to do that. That feeling of, let me try something new just to experience and see if I like it, instead of identifying something that you don't like and then robbing yourself of the experience because you are
Yeah.
so certain and convicted that you know yourself very well, you don't like it. And I
Yep.
feel like Atomes are like that because I also grew up playing Atomes.
I think
Yeah.
when it comes to otomes, it's in a way people don't want to be associated with it. Or, like, they think if it's by an indie team because, like, I know, for example, like, Blurdy Otome,
Hmm.
she'll cover indie otome games, but she does a lot of the Japanese and Korean,
Right.
like, actual otome games, like the high-end otome games. There's high-end and there's indie,
Yeah.
they exist. But, like, that's where she puts a lot of her stuff because those stories hit some things that I'm like, "I'm not into, I don't really care." Like, I prefer smaller teams, and I
Mhm.
prefer the not content, the contents of these other games. Neither of us are wrong. We can both like these things and both
Absolutely.
share these
All of
things,
these things can
and
exist.
she is so on top of, like, all of the releases too, that there a part
That's
of me is
cool.
like, "I couldn't." I'm still playing, Otome Jam games back from 2023.
That's cool.
Like, yeah, no. Um, but people don't really want to be, like, associated with those, I think.
Yeah,
So it's like, how can I tell you guys that there's these really amazing stories
and they're new.
without you yeah,
Mhm.
without you thinking that, like, you're lesser than just because you like a genre that's called otome. You know what I
Monetize your
mean?
excitement. I do. Yeah.
Exactly.
Monetize your excitement. If you're excited about it, then if there's one other person excited about it too, holy shit, you two are excited about it together. That is awesome.
That's great!
You know?
That's how we start.
They did right. That's how you start.
I
No,
I got
as you
plushies last night, I was excited. I got plushies in game, I was excited, I was like,
Yeah.
"Let's go."
Nice. I was just thinking about when you said, there's other stories and all that other stuff. It had me thinking about the ones that I grew up with, and they all started with like your parents passed away. You are the
Yeah.
heir of a mansion
Seduce
that,
me the otome.
that your
Excuse
uncle
me.
owns, that
Um,
your uncle's no longer there, and he gives it to you. And it's filled with these magical people and these weird personalities. Um,
Dude,
yeah,
that's
those are
literally
so
just
much fun.
seduce me the
That's just,
otome.
yeah. That's the stereotypical intro.
Yep.
You get dropped off and then you have a caretaker and the caretaker hates you. And and you hate it there. Yeah.
I I also think I play into the thing now that I'm not in a relationship that I'm
Mhm.
like, "You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to lean so far into" like, I leaned into me, like, thirsting over fictional characters in these otomes, and now I'm just like, "Nope, nope. The universe has nerfed me IRL," and I kept saying this last night too. I have been nerfed IRL flirting, therefore my
Yeah.
in-game flirting must be buffed,
Has to
right?
be
Like,
good.
that's just
Yeah.
that's how the cosmic universe works, I'm pretty sure.
Listen, I totally understand. When I'm feeling needy, as a man, we feel needy too. We don't say
Yep,
it. I don't know how we identify it. I don't know, if how we give off the signals, but listen, let me load up some Baldur's Gate 3.
there
Get
you
my complete
go.
Karlach, lays out all of them.
Here's a thing that I don't think people
Mwah,
this is my
all of
advice,
them.
this is my advice, is if play a game through, and if you know there's a romance place, play it again, and you make a saved file right before you're
Yes.
about to have, like, the spicy conversation or whatever. I had to uninstall Mass Effect, but I know for a fact that I had a save file that was
Mhm.
right before Garrus in Mass Effect 2 in his nerdy little shit, and I was like, "I could go back and get that at any time. I'm sure I could."
You know what? I don't think I ever shared with you my okay. So I know Garrus
Okay.
is your favorite character. He's the love of
Don't
your
do
life,
this.
the apple of your
Yes.
eye. No, I
Yes.
was gonna share
Okay.
mine. I don't think I
Okay.
ever shared because like I just realized that like I like Mass Effect as well. I'm surrounded by people who also like
Yes!
Mass Effect, but like I'm so quiet about it. Like you never hear me talk about Mass Effect. But I really like it. And so I think out of all the characters that I really liked, 2
Wait, wait,
stood
wait.
out.
Wait,
Do
I'm
you
gonna
wanna
call one
guess?
of them. I'm gonna
Okay.
call one of
Okay,
them.
obviously, you didn't get it on the first try.
Is one of them Jack?
Yes, obviously.
Yes! Yes, I knew it!
Jack identifies as the troublemaking tomboy that I always found to have as a friend in social
Mhm.
groups in school. Always found myself, like, uh, connected to the tomboy, character, so that's for Jack. But uh the doctor? I forget his name.
Not Morden. Morden? The
Yeah.
Solarian?
Yes.
I
I
love
like
him.
him. I like him.
He's
Me
so
too. When I play through I liked all the characters, but I was like, you identify with one,
mm.
and it's like, I was like, oh wow, like I I think I understand this guy. Like I get it. Like I like from the way that he talks to the way that he carries himself in the game, even to like using him as a character. I think I used him a majority. He's like even
I
his
didn't
kit. Yeah, even
I
his
didn't
kit was
take
pretty good.
him I didn't take him on too
Um,
many missions, I needed to. Ugh!
he was my guy. He was the one where it's like, you and Garrus, I can't let anything bad happen to you two. Yeah, Garrus was really with me as well. I was like, yeah, you and Garrus, I can't let anything bad happen to you too. Yeah, those were my
Garrus
bros.
was Garrus was just everyone's best friend. You
Yeah,
either wanted to sleep with him or you wanted him to have your back. Either way, I feel like Garrus is like a top tier companion across the board for like everyone.
yeah.
I haven't thought about like who I
The
connect
doctor.
with.
Yeah, I connected with the doctor. I thought, I don't know, but the doctor was just like, he was so logical. And you know what it boiled down to? It boiled back to I grew up watching Star Trek. And so I
Mm,
really like Data. Data was my favorite character because like it was it's so weird, but it's like growing up I was super weird, so I'd be like, I'd question like, what does it mean to be human? And then Data was like, what does it mean to be human? I'm like, that's what I'm asking.
I'm wondering.
That's what I'm wondering. And so I always identified seeing Data come on screen acting human and trying to establish what it meant to be human and all this other stuff, that like I was drawn to his character because if he was on screen, oh, this is going to be an interesting episode. There's going to be a thinker and there might be action because he can fight, so it the doctor in Mass Effect kind of felt the same way, where a lot of what was going on around you, he would have to explain to him. And
Mm,
then he would just be like, oh, and he'd sum it down to like a simple word or a quote or something like that. And I don't know, every time he was around, it was like I've always felt like I learned something, or you know, the conversation was deep versus Ashley. No, I'm joking.
Trashly,
I knew that triggers
Trashly,
you.
Trashly. Hey, no, no, no. Grace on cosplay just started playing Mass Effect, and she was like, "Is there anything I should know in Mass Effect 1?" And I was like, don't fuck with Trashly. Don't do it. I swear to God, if you
No,
like
you
her,
gotta
we
you
have to go
gotta
to
test
couples
people.
counseling. No,
No, you gotta
no,
test people. You gotta
no.
say, "Oh, talk to everyone," and hit up everyone,
I
and
she
and
she
then
watched my
ask.
Mass Effect. She knows, but
Mm,
she didn't realize to the extent, and she went, "This bitch is just xenophobic." And I'm like, "Exactly." I will stand by
yeah,
it. If you like Trashly because of how she looks, just play Mass Effect 2 and go for Miranda. Just do it.
you know what's funny?
Everything is bigger.
You know what's
So,
funny though?
mm,
Miranda, I was too young to understand Miranda.
yes. Oh my god, yeah.
Like I got it, and like growing up, I'm a horn dog, so like I
Oh,
grew up
yeah.
like high metabolism, like whatever, whatever. So I'm like, oh. So I think it was Jack's energy. Jack was
Mm.
just like, here now. I don't care who's watching. Miranda was like the Tsundere. And I'm like,
She
girl, I
was.
don't need these mixed signals. I need you to be direct.
I will
Um,
I will
mhm.
never get I'll never get over the fact I was talking to someone who they really enjoyed the Tali
Oh,
romance.
God, yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
literally talk to anyone.
Same.
Any
Yeah.
of the men who romance the women, your scenes for the spicy times
Mhm.
are amazing.
Yeah, I
Do you know
know.
very few people know what the spicy time for Garrus Vakarian is?
Mm,
It's a forehead touch.
yeah. I
That's all
think
we get. But you
I
know
think I
what?
played as a female my first playthrough because I'm a guy. I want to play. I want to see what the girls get through and girls to do and stuff. What were you gonna say?
No, I just it was just gonna be this thing of like people like these characters and they get to these spicy scenes
Hmm.
and then they have an actual spicy scene and they're like, "Ah, yeah, that's why we like this character. I knew it would pay off." The Garrus girlies and the gays
Yeah.
got nothing and we still simp for our man. Still.
Well,
Like
it's kind of it's deeper because you know what it is too. It's like I also feel like there's like a type of story there,
mm,
where it's like you what if could you love someone, and I think you know where this is going, could you love someone entirely but like that part just isn't like everyone else, like
yes.
with everyone else, and
Yes.
that's the deepest part, like could you love someone so much, you're like, "Oh, I love spending time with you," and all this other stuff, like we can't do it like regular people do it, maybe because of like a species incompatibility. And obviously, this isn't it. They just fucking were lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
But it just
They
raises the
didn't they didn't
question, right?
they didn't no, all I know is Morton says, "Don't ingest," and that is
Yeah.
the only thing. Otherwise, they can do everything.
Right.
It
Right.
was just I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't
I
know
don't
why
know if it
either.
was like a I'll make every
Dude.
I swear, I think I
Yeah.
talk about Mass Effect on every single
That's
podcast
okay.
episode because I love this series.
It's okay.
It's
It's
I
popular.
don't I don't know if it was because, like, this was still in a time of gaming where
It
men were
was
seen
very
as
male
the
centered.
predominant
Absolutely.
yeah,
Look at Miranda. Look at Ida next 80, the AI, and the
ED,
next
yeah.
ED. Right. Of
Yeah.
course. Yes. That was the joke. That was also the running joke where it was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely, you can definitely tell this is for the male gaze. That's
But
why when it was like, it was
mm.
started getting so sexual, I would just be like, can I go kill aliens, please? Can I want some kind of
See,
fuck?
no, see, I love the romance so much. I think that's the thing is that
No.
I loved the Garrus romance so much because it wasn't
Right. Right.
sexually charged all the time. Like, yes, I wanted to jump his bones as
You were
Reaper all the time.
friends first.
But
Right.
yeah, he just seemed to like Shepard no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yep. Yeah. Some of us
Shepard
like
Sh
there.
Shepard was
Like he's
commander, no
uh
Cerberus, he was there.
he was
Shepard
the
said yeah,
greyhound, not the greyhound, the golden retriever boyfriend.
that could sometimes become, the Great Dane that just
Yeah.
fucks shit up for you.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
was he
Yeah.
loved either platonically or romantically, in my
Yes.
opinion, he loved Shepard, male or female, as they were.
We
Like
men
mm.
exist. Those men we exist. Like
I
I still absolutely love every one of my exes, all of them.
mm,
Cuz it's like after a while you just like you respect them at a level that's like deeper than you respect them at a level that's so deep because things were so and this happens in Mass Effect too.
mhm,
The experiences that Shepard and Garrus have are so unique and they're so like life changing in a way. Like some of the
mm,
situations you two go through, you're just like, how do we come back from what we just did? Or like, who are we now? Or like, and I've never experienced vulnerable is the word I'm looking for. There we
mm.
go. Oh my God, sorry.
You're good.
It's so vulnerable. You're so vulnerable. And I think that's the other part that makes Mass Effect and Dragon Age so good is that there are scenes where the characters are vulnerable. And it even plays on like how I think that's why, and again, if you listen to the pre-show, you'll understand what we were talking about before this even started. But the
Segue.
human experience, right? Segue to
Mm.
pre-show, go listen to it. Where we talk a little deeper about the human experience. But
It's good
the human
stuff.
experience human experience in these games is like so juicy that like you can be like, yeah, after all of this is done, we may never be the same, or what we went through, we were each other's rock and we helped
Mm,
each other. And I appreciate you for being there in my life during that time period. No matter what happens to us, I will always appreciate you. And that
mm,
that means so much. And sometimes that can transcend life circumstances. And so what if his lifespan is different than hers, and he's like, you do know, like, I got like 100 extra years on you, like, then that's fine. They'll still make it work. And like, well, listen, I will plague you for as long as I can, and then I'll haunt you for those extra 100 years. That's a type of romance that is very rare because everything's supposed to be crash out, galaxy, Anakin, choke Palpatine. I mean, choke Padme.
God. I think
So segue into Star Wars.
which I can go into because I go to Star Wars
Yes.
celebrations this year.
This
I
is
think
when you
though,
know
just
the host. It's a good show.
I just want to say one thing. I think the other thing about Mass Effect and
She's not
Dragon
even
Age is
working right
that
now.
I'm not.
I'm
I'm
doing the
not. This is
transition.
God damn it.
No, I'm joking.
there's just
Mhm.
for me, like, all the other games that I've played, you're the hero, right?
Right.
In Mass Effect and Dragon Age, you're also the
You can be
hero,
the
but
bad
you're the
guy too.
hero yeah,
Mhm. And still
but
have love.
but it's not just that, it's being the hero
Yeah.
by protecting my friends, because I
Yeah.
fell in love with
Oh,
the Mass Effect characters that I was like, if I could have saved everyone for the betterment, I would have.
yeah.
But what I did instead is I did some sacrifices because I knew as a friend to these characters that that is what they wanted. That was like their redemption, and who am I to stand in the way of their redemption kind of thing. It just that was such a great time of games, and I want to
Anytime
Huh.
anyone asks me, "Who did you lose at the end of Mass Effect when you had to make the decision?" I say I didn't lose anybody.
I didn't lose anybody. Well,
It's
I lost
blacked out.
1.
It's trauma. Oh, of
No, I lost
course.
1.
Yeah.
I lost
Was it
1.
Trashly?
It's trashly.
Yeah, see, there you
Trashly.
go. It was,
Trash
it's that's how we cope as we block it out. It's literally a gray blob in all of our brains.
I'll
Yeah.
never spoiler
No, it's
alert.
good. Mhm.
Spoiler alert, I'll never forget the scene where I almost lost Grunt,
Mhm. Yeah,
and I
yeah,
didn't realize I could have lost him, and I was like, "What do you
yeah.
need to pass that?" And I think it was just, like, doing his quest in
Mhm.
ME2 because that's when it was connecting,
Right.
and I'm like, "I'm so glad you were my son," because I just remember the overflow of emotions, and then, what happens to, Thane as well, that just killed me, and I
Oh,
was like, "I didn't
yeah.
even take you on a lot of missions, and I'm still
Yeah.
brokenhearted." But anyway, Star Wars.
Mhm.
My very
Mhm.
abrupt transition. Yes, Star Wars. Star Wars is coming to
Oh my
Japan, Star
god,
Wars
your
Celebration.
cosplay. No, shush, your cosplay. Your wait a minute now. No, your cosplay. Oh my god.
This is a
Oh my
takeover of my
god.
podcast. Wait, what?
Um, if any of you are Star Wars fans out there and you want to see a younger, more confident,
I was gonna say, don't do my
what's
Natalie
her
Portman
name?
bad.
What did
Padme. It's Padme,
Emperor
yeah.
Empress Padme? She was
I think she's
Empress,
just
wasn't she?
she was queen,
Was
queen,
it Queen
senator,
Padme? Okay, there you go. Queen Senator Padme. I don't know why I keep saying
all
Palpatine.
the titles. She had everything.
You have to subscribe to Reaper Babes Patreon because you did a cosplay that was just like, listen, ma'am, you
She'll
walk around with
be
all that back. You walk like
she'll be
what was
coming
that?
she'll be coming back. Haha, she'll be coming back.
Uh-huh.
She'll be coming back for Star Wars Celebrations, and I work out now, so the back muscles
Yes,
look even
listen.
better. I'm so
Wow.
ready.
I'm so excited for you. But yeah, you pulled off an absolutely amazing cosplay.
I love that
And
cosplay.
if there's
Oh,
anything, oh wait, I have a question.
yeah.
Would you ever do the black outfit? You know the one that
I've thought about her
right,
outfits.
during
I'm
the
gonna
fireplace scene?
Yes.
Right, that one, yeah. We all know which one that one is.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've considered doing some different outfits because I feel like I have 2 comfort cosplays, and that is
Mhm.
Padme, simply because I don't have to do a wig, and I don't have to
She
do
had so many good
contacts.
outfits though. That's
She
the other thing. Like
did.
she every time she was on screen, it was like bam, bam, bam.
I love her
Her
yellow
wardrobe.
dress. I love her
Yeah.
yellow dress when they're, like, play wrestling in the field.
Mhm.
It's just the lace and the like, I love that dress.
Someone where the
It's
infamous meme came from?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, and her
Yeah.
hair for that is so cute because
Yeah. Yep.
I would do the mesh, hairstyle. It's her and Caitlyn,
Mhm. Yeah.
and those are my 2 comfort characters, so I would absolutely go do more outfits. I don't know if I'll do another Padme outfit, although that's an idea, for, Star Wars Celebrations, because I kind of wanted to do
Yeah.
another cosplay for the
Okay. Did you ever do the one where Clone Wars, the Clone Wars battle
Oh my god,
with the
the
white
white one? Yeah,
yes, the infamous
I
one you
thought
have
about
to.
that one
I feel
too.
like that's like 101 kinda, like,
I like the
like
cape with it. It's so
right,
cute.
but you can't do I mean, you do what you want, but I think it would be a tasteful spin if you didn't do the one where she got where her belly was out, but where she was getting ready to go. So she had like the
Yes.
cape and all. Yeah, that
Yes, I want
I
the
feel
cape
like
one.
that's more imposed. I get like the whole stomach out was that's the male gaze. I get it. We
See?
appreciate it. The ladies appreciated it too. We all appreciated
It was
Natalie
Pat. It
Portman's.
was it was
Right.
it was Natalie Portman, like, come on.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
be honest, if I did that version where the stomach was out, I'd probably do like, a tattered version because she also gets scratched in the back, I
Right.
believe. So,
Yeah.
I would do, like,
Yeah.
that. If I did that version, I would do it, like, after the fight, like, grunged up kind of thing.
She was so
But
cool.
no,
My God.
I love
Yeah.
the cape one.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Padme. Fuck, man. I had it. I get it. Anakin, I understood.
We get it, man. Same.
That's
To
why I
be
think we
honest,
were
same. I
all
would
so
also
emotional during the what was the oh my god, I can't believe it. It was such an imprint on my life. But when they were talking and it was Obi-Wan and he was choking Padme, we were all choking. We were
Yes.
all choking when he was choking because it was just like, man. But oh, okay, is this the Star Wars part of the
This is the Star Wars part. This is it. Go on, please.
Okay,
I am yes.
do you know why we all love Anakin? Because he is the perfect textbook tragic character.
Yes.
You take him from his mother as a child, showing him some prophecy that is bigger than him. You put him upon this course in life where he gets the most minuscule amount of preparation, training, and resources, and you expect the world from him, of him. And then when he is brought before his peers and elders, he is shamed.
Yep.
Like, there are so many little things that people didn't catch up on that turns his ascension to Darth Vader. It is such a well-written story, because that's the other part about it too. I understand that people try and make valid arguments about everything, but let's be honest. Writers sat back and formulated a story,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that's what I'm talking to. So, the way that they formulated all of that to work, where he experiences all of these hardships, and then you question, you're like, well, what if he was bigger than that and he turned the other cheek and, he was the better
You're
person?
seeing that from a perspective of someone who has seen everybody's
Right.
part and not from the fact of Anakin never saw
We
the talks
need
that
him to be
Obi-Wan.
broken
Yeah.
because we have a bigger story for him.
Yeah.
And that will always go down as what makes Anakin Vader such an impressive character, because we made him to break him and
To come back,
to
basically.
elevate, right? To elevate everyone around him. Can you? Oh, there was a day in my stream where we were just watching old school like AMVs, and we were
Oh
going down the rabbit
god.
hole of like, yeah,
I still watch AOVs.
yeah.
Don't at me. I love that shit.
But
Those are
so,
creative.
oh, listen, there was one where they implemented scenes from Star Wars: The Old Republic. Was that the MMO?
Yes.
Okay, they implemented scenes from Star Wars: The Old Republic and the movies. Also, I swear on everything, The Old Republic will hands down be one of the goddamn best Star Wars video games I have ever played.
Now I have a question. Do you mean
Mhm.
Knights of the Old Republic,
No, I
which
mean the
is like
MMO.
okay, the
I
MMO of
mean
the
the
Old Republic?
MMO
Okay,
for
yeah.
this for the pure idea that, yeah, when you play through it, all the stories pretty much play out the same way and all that other stuff. But the people make the experience incredibly unique.
Yes.
And so if you are someone who is if you're someone who wants to get into role playing, that is like 101. You will find so many Star Wars role playing guilds and people and just regular people role playing in that game, that it just elevates whatever character archetype that you're playing. But I digress. I was gonna say, we were watching like all these videos and stuff like that, and it was Darth Maul, who's
Oh my
another character who
god.
is very similar to Anakin.
Yes. Especially with what they did with him in the Clone Wars.
Right. So like, I love how you have these parallel characters, and again, Obi-Wan is the center between the two. Um.
Oh my god, Obi-Wan. I will
So Yeah. It's just I love storytelling. I love a good story. Love a good story.
I need people to know more about Obi-Wan's past because a lot of people
Yeah.
will, like, blame him for, like, what's happened. Even though we love him as a character, that's, like, one of their defenses for, like, "Oh, Anakin wouldn't have turned if Obi-Wan had done these things," and it's like,
He
I
needed
don't
to though. Right.
he
He kind of
needed
needed
to,
to. Right.
but nobody notices the fact that Obi-Wan didn't have a chance to grieve his master. He
Right.
immediately took Anakin,
He
and
also didn't receive
nobody
support.
exactly, and
Right.
nobody understands how important Qui-Gon was to Obi-Wan because so there are the legend stories,
Mhm.
and then there's been more stories that have been written about Obi-Wan's past, but basically, both stories in Legends, Obi-Wan aged out of the Padawans. No one chose him. So
Right.
he aged out. And then
You
in
could
the newer
tell.
ones
Yeah.
he's very close to aging out. Like, Qui-Gon chooses him at the very end. So this
Yeah.
kid waited, and he wanted Qui-Gon. He was like, "Okay, like, the only person who could get me is Qui-Gon, because if anyone else wanted me, they would have taken me already, but no
Yeah.
one has." And Qui-Gon keeps coming back, and he's not taking anyone. So nobody really realizes how pivotal Qui-Gon was and how important he was to Obi-Wan's life. And I'm not saying that Obi-Wan didn't love Anakin. I truly believe that he loved him as a brother and he came to love him. But when he first took him in, it was simply because that was the last connection he had to his master.
Right. Yeah.
Because Qui-Gon loved him.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
it's just,
you know,
ugh!
the other part too is that like we because of Obi-Wan's introduction into the Star Wars franchise in the mainstream media, we mysticize Obi-Wan as
Mhm.
being this he is the power that rivals Vader, and all these other things.
Yeah.
But in the raw reality of the stories, because I am the biggest Star Wars nerd. This one time I got a handful of books of the extended universe that was like I just was into it and I started reading them and it was about,
I love that he says
uh
that he's a Star Wars
Han
nerd, and
Solo's
I'm about to
kids.
fight him. No, see, I knew
Oh
exactly
yeah.
where you were
You
going
yeah,
right
yeah,
there
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
you.
But my point and the glove, you remember the glove
Oh
of
my god.
Vader, those stories. But
Yes.
my point was no matter how good or bad they may have been, there were little tidbits that kind of like carried over because that's kind of what it came from. And like uh m- what's his name? Obi-Wan was I would say that I'm sure he had some things that made him skillful and talented
Mm.
that happened later in life. Obi-Wan to me comes off as a character who there's nothing special about him.
Obi-Wan worked hard.
That's my point. Yep. There's nothing special about
Obi-Wan
him.
worked
There's
hard, and that's
nothing.
it.
And Obi-Wan will change depending on who's in the room.
Yes.
And that is not Jedi.
Nope.
You're not supposed, and so that's my point. Like Obi-Wan getting Anakin was literally the blind leading the blind. You don't understand. People don't understand how much authority comes with being a Jedi. Obi-Wan, most cases, all he had to do was just walk in a room. Obi-Wan is literally that cop that is out and he's doing his own thing, and then all of a sudden he gets a partner, and then he's just like, "Oh no, because I've been out here fornicating with princesses and using my Jedi powers to get my way." Because if he did it once, how many
Had
times did he do that before?
had
Ye-
had she said the word, he would have left the Jedi Order. So I
right,
was oh fuck,
right. And this is
I love the
all
bromance
before. Yep,
more.
this is
Oh,
all before Anakin. Anakin was a twinkle in the sands of Tatooine.
oh.
This is all before Anakin. So that's my point. And Qui-Gon Jinn was just like, I will take you in, but I'm not your daddy.
No.
You do what you want. Because Qui-Gon Jinn was also doing the same things. Everyone looked at
Yes.
Qui-Gon Jinn as the other Jedi that was like, okay, you have something special about you. And you use your talent, you use your Jedi, you use your Jedi stuff outside of the boundaries of being a Jedi, but we don't question it because you're actually very capable and very powerful. So, like,
Qui-Gon,
we'll let you get away with doing that.
that's the thing, is that they
Mhm.
knew the council knew that if
Yep.
they pushed Qui-Gon in one way, he would have destroyed them. Not
Yeah.
necessarily from an evil standpoint like the Sith, but he would have pulled kind of like a Count Dooku, basically.
And
Um
and by the time we saw Qui-Gon, he was on a spiritual journey.
Yes!
That was not the Qui-Gon we saw that we were introduced to. Well, the Qui-Gon that we saw when he took Anakin and everything like that, that was Qui-Gon after some event, and he's now on a spiritual journey. And you know what men do in stories? Men go, I've done a lot of questionable things in my life. I'm going to adopt a protege, and I will put them on a path to do better, to atone for the wrong that I've done. We've seen this in like samurai movies and all. Right,
Yes.
they take someone up. I will elevate someone from a life
Blue
of
Eye Samurai's
poverty.
that way.
Right.
Yep.
It's a trope. And so he did that with the and I you know what it's very like real, because it's like he did that with the raw intentions of, making the world and universe a better place and all these other things. But little sometimes men don't realize the ripple that they create in their
Mm.
selfish whatever's that they're trying to atone for in their head. And so for him to find this kid and do all these things and set him on this path, and then the way he dies at Obi-Wan was so disrespectful. I
Mm.
get it. We all get it. But let's be real. If Obi-Wan, because like Qui-Gon, and I get we can go the spiritual parts, but like we've found in media that Jedis get depressed.
Oh, yeah.
Jedis do suffer from mental things as well. How many crazy Jedis have we seen that are hearing voices and all these other things? For some reason, the women seem very susceptible to that. There's a lot of crazy women Jedi that turn Sith or whatever. But
Look.
who knows? Maybe Qui-Gon was depressed. Maybe he saw what or felt what was going on with Palpatine. Because remember, Palpatine's one of my favorite characters.
He's
He is the web of a lot of these major events. For as much as people may hate him, Palpatine was actually an extremely smart tactician. And him and Thrawn are the two most
Thrawn
dangerous
is
people. And I fun fact, I own pretty much all of Thrawn's audiobooks, and I've listened to
Ooh.
them when I was working upper management, and it helped me so much in helping me understand who I needed to be in the environment that I was, so that I didn't become what the environment wanted me to be. But right. So I also think it was a multitude of things. I think Qui-Gon was kind of depressed. I think he saw what was going on. I think he felt he wasn't capable anymore of
Well,
doing anything,
you have to also
and wanted to leave it
remember
to the next generation.
well, you also have to remember that Qui-Gon's master was Count Dooku, and
Right.
you see
Oh
your
God.
master
Right.
leave,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
the thing
Oh
is
God.
that
You're
if
right.
you have if the dark and light side are on complete opposite ends of a spectrum, Dooku and Qui-Gon were right next to the center, with
Yeah.
Dooku going to the dark side because that's how he felt he could fix things, and Qui-Gon staying with the light because of how he felt that he could fix things.
Right.
And I kind of I sometimes kind of get mad at the idea of Anakin, especially when Qui-Gon's like, he's the one that'll bring balance, and he did, because that's the story, and they
Yeah. That's
write
the story.
stories.
Yeah. Right.
But a part of me wonders if Qui-Gon was kinda hoping that Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan had more sway
Right.
in the council.
Maybe Obi-Wan did. I mean,
I just there's,
Obi-Wan orchestrated a lot of stuff
oh, he
behind the
did!
scenes. Like he
And
played the
well
long game.
and the thing is that there's, a book called, Padawan, which is
Mhm.
when Obi-Wan was a Padawan to Qui-Gon, and he goes off on his, like, own journey as, like, a teenager for,
Hmm.
like he takes a starship and just is gone and is, like, following the star map kinda thing, and Qui-Gon and he comes back to Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon's like, "Did you, like" he knew. Qui-Gon knew
Right.
that he was gone, but he was like, "Nah, I gotta let this kid, like, figure out his own destiny," kinda thing, and it's just
Right, yeah.
and a part of me is like, is that what I don't know. Oh, I just
Is
I
that what is best right now for the child? You get is
I
that what you
don't
mean? Like,
no,
cause
no, it's
okay.
more of, like, he didn't Qui-Gon knew what it was like to be how do I say this? Dooku didn't force Qui-Gon to do anything. Like,
Right, right.
if you
Dooku
consider
removed himself. Right.
exactly,
He said, "I'm
exactly.
struggling with this. I am going to leave you."
And then
Yeah.
whatever Qui-Gon was going through, whether it was, like, depression or whether it was, like, him going through a spiritual
Maybe it was
thing
just Palpatine.
yeah,
Maybe it was Palpatine
maybe it's just
using the
Palpatine.
Force
He
to
he had
influence
this
people. Mhm.
understanding. Or maybe he saw other Jedi masters because you also had Windu and you had Yoda and
Yeah.
they had their Padawans, and
Yeah.
he saw these people being like, "I'm going to make sure my Padawan is on the straight and narrow," and dude said in, like, a hands-off, father went to go get milk, be back in 2 months kinda way, was like, "Hey, kid, maybe just don't hurt anyone, but go figure yourself
Right.
out," to
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, and and I think Obi-Wan I don't know if he wanted to give that to Anakin as well, because we see that Anakin got away with a lot of stuff. Anakin got away with a lot of stuff, and people wanna be like, "Oh, that's because, Obi-Wan favored him and that like, he loved him kinda thing," and I'm like, "Do we not remember Qui-Gon here?"
Right,
You're
yeah, and I
like,
mean,
"No."
Obi-Wan was lying left and right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm pretty sure
He
dude
was
was just
lying
trying
and
to emulate
smudging
his
truths
master."
and yeah, he was lying and smudging truths as well,
Ah,
trying to avoid being called into the council and all this other stuff.
oh my god.
Being putting themselves in situations where they would get shipped up to whatever war was next just so that they didn't have the answer for whatever they did in the last one. Um,
Politics. Ugh.
yeah,
Politics in Star
so
Wars? No, never. Not a
no.
bit,
I
guys.
learned to enjoy it only through Palpatine and Thrawn did I learn to enjoy the politics of Star Wars. But
Yes.
without their insight, no, I didn't because I had to understand what it meant to play the long game. And those two along with Pal wait, along with the guy who started the blueprints and construction of the Star
Oh,
Destroyers.
I don't know, I can't remember his name, but
Right.
hi
Isn't that
yeah.
crazy? That you have a character and they get no credit in the movies. They
At
just and it's
all.
not even like an extended universe thing because it's like someone has to ask, well, who built the starships? Who built the destroyers? Like, because for those that don't know, the destroyers are considered the Empire's like ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Like the Death Star came next, but the destroyers were just like that's why when we watched The Mandalorian and we saw that they had a destroyer or something. I think they had a destroyer. That was a very big deal.
It was
Or they
also,
had some
like
ship. Mhm.
it was also in the movies, you see a fleet, so you're like, "Of course
Yeah.
we're gonna be scared of a fleet," but then you get to, like, the modern shows and one shows up and everyone is still scared, and
Right.
you're like, "Oh, one of these is scary on its own.
Yeah, and then
Hell."
6 roll up.
You're like, "That's it, the
The way
planet's
they come out of the
gone."
clouds. Yeah. So, the Empire had the destroyers working for them, which gave them might. But, going back to, like, all the characters and everything, it was such a good story because, like, I was really rooting for the love of Anakin and Padme.
Mhm.
Um, but Palpatine was the real main character of
Yeah.
the entire trilogy and all of it because even to the point of if we're going to understand characters moving things with their minds or moving things with the force exists like people will think like, oh, what's the force? And it's like, oh, they explained it, or it's the power that lets them move their lightsabers. The force is actually a force.
Yeah.
It is literally a active being within the galaxy of within the story of Star Wars that controls the powers and the power scale and who gets more energy, who gets less energy,
People are
who's
gonna
strong.
hate me for this, but that's why
Mhm.
I love Grey Jedi. I love that
Yeah.
concept
Yeah.
because the Force is a living thing,
Right.
honestly, and, like, there's good and there's bad, and if you don't have both, either way, it's if you
Yeah.
have only one, it's still going to lead to, destruction.
Right.
I will also say, like, the love between Anakin and Padme, if you view it from Palpatine's as the
It
main
was
character,
toxic.
Palpatine as the well, yes, but if you view
Yeah,
it
it
as
was
Palpatine is the main
yeah.
character because people like to say like, "Oh, Anakin unconsciously controlled Padme to love him." And I'm like,
Mm-mm. No,
"What
they
if
loved
it
each
was
other. They
well,
shared
I'm thinking
yeah.
if you see it from the perspective of Palpatine being the main character, what if Palpatine forced them together? Because here's my defense, I'm not saying that Padme and Anakin shouldn't have been together. I think it's a beautiful love story, and
It's a
I do like
beautiful love
I
story
like that
in
couple,
space, and I get we understand like the age difference is
but I'm
obviously the
just
weird part of it,
well,
but
here's my thing,
but they're in space,
why,
so we'll give it a pass.
well, I don't ship them, but
Right.
here's my no, here's my thing of Padme, you are a teenage girl, and you see a child. That's not when they fall in love. They fall in love
That's
in,
not
like,
when
the
they fall
2nd
right.
movie.
Yeah.
However, at a
And he's trying to
teenager,
impress her. He
no, no,
is.
no, no,
Right.
listen to this. As a
Okay.
teenage girl who also has hormones and queen or not,
Oh.
you are next to motherfucking Jedi Knight here,
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan, and we're
No,
come on.
Obi-Wan,
I'm gonna
hey,
question her.
Obi-Wan likes older women.
He does. Again,
Yes, he does.
I don't ship Padme and Obi-Wan together at all,
Right,
but
yeah.
that's always my defense of, like to me, I'm like, "Why
Yeah.
would you, in a sense, go for Anakin?" But here's the thing, which kind of leads to it of if Palpatine put them together, let's
Mhm.
say, does that mean that he tried to control Obi-Wan at some point and sway him, but maybe Obi-Wan was
I think he
actually
needed
super
Obi-Wan.
powerful?
You
That
know,
he
like,
could
sometimes mhm.
That he could just, like, kinda get around that? I don't know,
I
I could
don't
go into
know.
this discussion for
Yeah.
forever.
I do feel like sometimes you might be like, "No, I need an opposition." Like, like the really, like, big in-game checkers players, chess players where they're like, "No, it would be great if everyone's on my side, but I think this would work smoother if there was someone investigating or pulling the strings." Because Obi-Wan became like a detective at some point. Like, he was just, like,
Yeah,
trying to unravel everything and figure out, like, something's weird, like, what is going on? And if he's running around doing all these things, because remember, Palpatine wanted to stay undercover as long as he could.
which is ridiculous considering he
Yeah.
was like, "I'm going to become the supreme chancellor," or
Mhm.
whatever. I'm like,
Overnight.
"God, yeah,
Like,
overnight." God,
like
wow.
he wanted to stay under the radar for as long as he could. And so yeah, I think he probably needed Obi-Wan on the opposition. Maybe because like sometimes you're like, you know what? If this guy gets out of hand, I'll have Obi-Wan kill him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
type
good
of thing.
point.
I'll put myself in a situation where this guy's attacking a senator and Obi-Wan will kill him, because some people didn't even know Palpatine was was
It was
uh
here.
was the same
Like, we knew
character, right? Was the Sith Lord. So like some people were engaging with just the Sith Lord. And then other people were like, "Oh, it's just a senator," you know. So it's crazy how like a double life he was playing.
and all the strings. Honestly, he
Yeah.
played
He
the
really did.
Senate
He was
really
sassy
well as
too.
well, so oh
I wish
god.
we got a movie with him. He was so sassy. That's why like when he started doing this stuff in the movie against Mace Windu and he's like flipping
Yes.
around against Yoda and everyone was like, "What the huh?"
It's like,
Because
"No,
what
this dude has been conning
he
all of you this
he's
entire time."
yeah. I do really wish we had more media of the bad guys
Mm.
because the beautiful thing about the Star Wars universe is that good and bad is very subjective. You can have we'll just use the terms of like D&D. You can have like good or lawful evil. You know, like, you had some
Yeah.
Siths that were like, "I'll protect the village, or I'll protect these people, but, like, I will kill a Jedi on spot," you
Yeah.
know? And then you had other Siths that were just like, "Oh, I'm killing everybody."
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, everyone's gonna die. No one's gonna know what
I was
happened
given a
here.
gun. What do you mean?
Mhm. And then you have other Jedi that are just like you had some Jedi that were prejudiced, which
Yeah.
was like, "Huh? How are you prejudiced as a Jedi?"
It
Yeah.
I love Star Wars, and I love
Right.
the only thing I'm not it's so hard to say this because I think it's a product of Marvel and Disney because Disney owns Marvel and Star Wars now,
Oh, do
of,
they? Yeah,
like
they do.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they
Of, like,
do.
all the shows are so
Yeah.
intertwined. I'm like, "No, you need to watch Clone Wars." I think
Clone Wars is amazing.
Clone Wars is
Clone Wars,
amazing. It did a
amazing.
fantastic job of
Yeah,
showing
really did.
the subjectivity, as you were saying, of
Mhm.
good and evil, whereas the movies are kind of, we're old school, this is good, this is
Yeah,
bad, you know what I mean? And then they tried to do that with the last trilogy that we don't talk about,
right.
but they
The movies were great for cinematography.
yes.
That's what they if you're going to watch it specifically for, like, long landscapes, cinematography, slow paces, the music, the theatrics, that's what the movies are good for, the orchestra,
But
and
if
the
you want
Clone Wars was good for explanation.
yes.
Yeah.
And if you want the characters,
Yeah.
books. And
Yes, yes,
I
absolutely.
would say, go to Legends.
Yeah.
Go to
Go to
Legends, because
Legends.
how dare they erase Mara Jade? So, it's gonna be, like, my last
Yeah,
comment on that. How
yeah,
dare they?
and kill Han Solo.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, come on now.
God, there was
Come on
oh my
now.
god, the Legends books are so good.
The guy who was all of us idolized as if your girlfriend ever says to you, "I love you," you say, "I
No, yeah,
know." You say that one time, and she's a Star Wars nerd, oh, that's it, you know? And then
I
it puts you in such a cool spot. You're like, "Well, I said the line that I wanted to say since, I saw Star Wars years ago." And so with all of that, for the theatrics that he put on, for all the stuff he put himself through, we wanted to see him. There was only two options for him.
yeah,
He live a long and happy life and pass away in his bed, at the
or
ripe age of whatever, or he dies in a spectacle with Chewie next to him, maybe, and the Millennium Falcon blows up and they
yep.
save everything because that's the life he wanted to live. He wanted
I
to live one of
will
those two lives.
I will say
Mhm,
one of the best things the movies did for him and for Leia
mhm.
is that they did not have, like, a super, like, happy marriage. They were split. Not divorced necessarily, but they were not, like, honey,
Yeah.
Pookie, boo into their old
Yeah.
age. I hate the
Yeah.
last trilogy. I hate it with a
Yeah.
passion. But when you realize that those 2 being together were actually quite young, she was,
Yeah.
not even
Yeah.
IRL. IRL, the age difference was insane, but even in the movies,
Yeah.
that it wasn't something that was going to last. I was actually very proud of them that you can still love someone.
Oh,
As
yeah.
we were
Oh,
saying, you
yeah.
can still love
Oh,
someone,
yep.
but
It
just
circles
know
right
that the
back around.
relationship is
Yep.
not going to last, and I think that was ag and like you were saying, Han
Yeah.
was either going to live a very long, calm life into death, or he was going to go out with a
Yeah.
bang, and
Not
they
getting
chose
stabbed
the
by his
bang. No, I
fucking
think that was the bang. No,
Do
I think that
you?
was
I don't
the
think that
bang.
was I felt like that I think a lot of us felt like that was the whimper. You
No, I
know?
thought it was you know why I thought it was the bang?
Hmm.
Because he wasn't in his life. He wasn't
He
in
should have
Ben's
killed his
life.
kid.
No,
Wouldn't that have been the bang?
that would have been that would have been
Everyone would have been like, "Oh, you
well, no, because
you
I think it
shot him."
was
Han's like,
I
"Yeah, I'm not
Leia
gonna let this snot-nosed little brat take me out of Han Solo." Right?
Leia was in Ben's life. Ben was
Yeah.
with Luke.
Right.
Han was not.
Right.
So, for Han to look at his son and be like, I'm here. Like, people could be like, "Well, that's just like a last ditch effort." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"But that's his character. He
Yeah.
always runs. Running is his character.
Yep.
But he came back when he heard this about his son, and his last actions were, "I'm going to be here to die." It's like, "Oh my god, even if you become a better person, this is Star Wars, motherfucker."
And this, everyone, is why it's important to allow other people to express their views, their
Mm.
thoughts, and their interpretations of things. Because I really enjoyed that. I didn't pick that up. I really enjoyed that
This is why I
that
love, like, again, this is what
perspective.
Nerdy Distractions is for, finding something
Yeah.
we wanna talk about and just different things, especially if
Yeah.
we're giant nerds of it. Because, again, I didn't want Han to die, and again,
No, yeah.
I prefer the what's it called? I prefer the,
I like the
Legends.
books.
I
Yeah,
do too,
where it's
yeah.
like he's like just a
Jason and
full-fledged
Jaina, yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
shit dad,
He's still
really,
doing
like
stuff and
yeah,
flying around, and Chewie's there, and
yeah.
yeah.
But I think that's the relationship between him and Leia and that last moment for him, because the other thing we have to remember with Han is that Harrison Ford played him, and
Mhm.
Harrison Ford was like, "I am done with Star Wars, this is it."
Yeah.
So they were
Yeah.
like, "Okay, how do we kill him off? Because if we don't kill him, they're gonna want him in 7, 8,
Can't
in
cryo him again.
yeah, it's like, if he's dead, you guys can't say
You can't
anything."
cryo him again. Didn't they cryo him again in those movies, in the last ones? Did he get cryoed
I
one
don't
last
think s
time?
no, I
That
don't
was a
think
running
so.
gag, remember? I
Oh
think it
god,
probably only happened
yes.
once. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, you're right.
So that's the other thing. That is one thing that, again, I love movies, I love cinematography. Movies, like you say, are for cinematography.
Yeah, and the orchestra. Yeah.
Shows, yes,
Mhm.
shows are for explanation and slowing down a pace, or, like, expanding on a singular moment.
Mhm.
Books are where you can do anything, because you are not tied to an actor not wanting to do something. Now, I'm not saying, like, make all my characters, racist, homophobic, and things like that. But in the sense of, like, hey, think of comic books. How many iterations of Wolverine do we have?
Oh, so many.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's just a character. He dies in one, but he's alive in mine. So, like,
Right, yeah.
and
And so many.
oh god, I can't. I love comic books. I can't really get into them too much because
I understand that.
there's too
Yeah.
many. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming is what it
It's
is.
also the it can also, you know what it is? When it comes to comics too, for a long time, there's only been like a handful of artists, and the art
Mm,
style may turn women readers off because it's just so
yeah.
like, it's, yeah, definitely a lot of it's sort of like the male gaze and everything. You're just like, especially with American stuff, you're like, I get it. She has
Well,
orbs and
mm,
you're
well,
just like, oh yeah.
no, no, no. I mean, like, I read web comics
Hmm.
because ev- the art style is all very, very similar for the Korean web comics.
Oh, that's true.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing, though, is that is more in line with a more feminine gaze
Right.
kind
Yes.
of
Yes.
thing.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah. Um,
no, I get it. I get it.
and I get that. I've heard that a couple of times actually. From other women who are just like, yeah, like I like, especially growing up, the comic books, they were very over hyper masculine, and then like the
Mm,
women were just like these inflatable objects on the
yeah.
page. And it would be that way. The men are like these meat muscle blocks, and the women are just these hourglass figures. Yeah, the hourglass figures things were pretty wild. That was definitely very American.
Uh,
Um, but the
mm,
stories get good, but again, sometimes you don't have that depth that
mhm.
grounded stories may have. And for as high fantasy Star Wars may be, it took place in a lot of trashy areas. And if you know
Yeah.
anything about trashy areas, there's a lot of drama. And
Mhm.
the Star Wars, like, again, when it came to, oh, that's what it was, the age difference. When it came to Anakin
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
Padme, right? I think it might be the trope of princess growing up sheltered, doesn't really have many friends, but this kid she grew towards because it was like, you know what? He doesn't have many friends. I don't have many friends. And like they just kind of like saw innocence in each other
Mm.
and they learned a lot about their perspectives from each other. He showed her a different life, and then she obviously showed him a very different life,
Yeah.
a life of, you know, that type of stuff. So they kind of grew up in adolescence. Obi-Wan's like, hey, we're gonna go. I got to take the boy for training, and then every so often it seemed as if he would just go and Obi-Wan would be like, hey, we gotta go hang out with Padme for a bit, and they'd go hang out with Padme, and they'd catch up and catch up, and this is what I'm doing in the order. However, she's smart, and
Yeah.
I think at some point, this is the part that I think I like that they realize at some point they started using each other.
Mm.
Because the Jedis were working around the Senate, and the Senate was and everything like that was working through what they were working through. So I think at some point they may have even had to have that conversation where it's like, and I think they did in the movie, where it's like, hey, I thought you're not going to interfere with my stuff if I don't interfere with your stuff. You know, like you
I
can't
didn't
tell me. I
mm.
don't know if that ever happened, but I could see them laying in bed. Oh, this could even have been before that. I can see them coming to the conclusion of being like, hey, if I get really good at what I'm doing and you get really good at what you're doing, we could bring peace to the galaxy. And that being the connection that they have, that they shared. And then, because that's also the miscommunication that happened towards the very end, where he's like, I'm doing it.
Ooh.
I'm bringing peace to the galaxy. Like I promised I would, like I said I would. Because to be a young man in a position of power like that, and to be told you are so powerful and you're so strong and there's so much in you and you're being elevated around all of these people and you actually have a superpower. That's the difference. He's not like, you
Yeah.
know, some senator coming up, like you can move objects with your hand. You could choke people. You actually can control life. Um
I
yeah.
think I think my thing to that would my only
He put a lot of pressure on himself is what.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could go with that. My only thing is I don't think they would had a talk. I think he's a very impressionable as a person, and he was so
Mhm.
besotted with Padme that I think maybe
Yeah.
she just kinda waxed on about the things that
Yeah.
she wanted, and he took that upon himself because that's what men do too.
Yeah, and he
If it's the
tried to
person you
become that
love.
person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it got warped, was because
Yes.
they didn't it's still that miscommunication of they didn't really have the communication. It was, "She
Yeah.
said she wanted this, and I gave
Mhm.
it to her." Yeah,
'Cause he
dude,
would complain
at
about
the
her to Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan
yeah.
wouldn't be listening. Obi's like, "I got my own girl problems." Like
Mm,
mhm.
mm.
Yeah. Yep.
We
Yeah.
we could talk about this for so long. This was not at all what I thought we were gonna talk about today. I love that we've hit Mass Effect, we hit, Star Wars, like, my
Mhm.
2 greatest loves,
Helps
honestly.
when you know your hosts. I know my
Uh-huh.
hosts. Yep.
It also helps when someone, can just go on and talk about things and, like, has thought, like, really deeply about these things, which I appreciate when I talk to you.
I
'Cause
appreciate you too.
that's what
Yeah.
happens when we talk, is we're like, "We'll just find this mundane topic," and then we're like, "So, actually, we both know a lot about this, and we've thought very deeply about it, so" I I wanted to talk about
Mhm.
some other stuff, but otherwise this episode will be a little bit long, so I'm gonna have to get you on to another episode
Okay, I'm okay with that.
where we talk more streaming stuff, because that's some other stuff I wanted to talk
I
to,
would
because
like to, yeah.
you're a long time streamer with
I have a
lots
lot
of
of tidbits that you pick up along the way with anything that you do. You could be collecting rocks for 10 years. You're going to know more about collecting rocks than anyone else in your life that you
Well,
know in your life. So, yeah,
really quickly, how long have you been streaming?
I don't think about it, but over 10 years.
It's been over, okay,
That,
'cause I'm
yeah,
eating
it's been over 10 years that I've started creating content. And so it's really surreal to like load up a video from 10 years ago with me having a head full of hair
I
and
remember
like
those
15
days!
pounds lighter malnourished and putting forth loud is funny content. And
To
yeah, it was
to
good.
connect it to our Star Wars talk in the Jedi and the Master, and the Apprentice, the Padawan. I I asked that because I'm coming up on 5 years
Oh,
this
nice.
May. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were the person who really encouraged me to start streaming and, like, answered all my questions. So I was like, "Crap, yeah, it's been a while." And yes, you did have a full head of hair back then.
I'm
I
okay with
remember
it. I look cute bald, so I'm fine with that. There's a lot of
but
cool fictional bald characters, so I'm eating good.
oh, but we'll
Mhm.
have to get you on for another episode. In the meantime, where can they find you? Where again, you're kind of coming off
Yes.
of streaming, but if you want to, like, where can they find you? Where would you
Oh,
like them to go hang out with you? What are you playing, doing? This is your time to shine before we wrap up.
okay. I am. You can always find me on Twitch.tv/Cyberrank10. From there, everything is Cyberrank10. So username continuity across all platforms: TikTok, YouTube. Uh, I am currently playing um Marvel Rivals and my carousel. I'm currently playing Marvel Rivals job search simulator. Where I play video game and then I just finish I work on resumes, send out stuff while chat, you just I'm co body doubling, co-working,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it. But I'll be doing pretty long streams from time to time of that. So if that's your vibe, if you just want to listen to music and just body double and grow your character, your little mini character. I have a little chat mini game and it's so cool. Dungeons pop up and you can get vouchers so stuff pops up on the screen. I
I
try to make
love
my streams so
I love
engaging.
that game. I love
Thank
that.
you.
When I'm lurking, I sometimes wanna
Yeah,
join just for the little thing, but
you
I'm like,
can if you want to.
but
Feel
I
free
don't
to.
wanna be
I won't
called out.
engage you.
I
You
just
just
want to
we just
join the
established
little
it. That's okay. We
okay.
just established the boundaries. If you yep. See, there you
But I
go.
love that game on your stream. Sorry, continue.
Thank you. No, I like Warhammer, Gundam, and um, anything high fantasy. So I actually just downloaded Shadows of Mordor, the Middle Earth game. I'm gonna play a little bit of that this weekend at some point. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but No Man's Sky. I got a huge update, and
Yeah.
so I love space. I love travel. From Star Wars to Mass Effect. No Man's Sky also had a Mass Effect crossover once event where you could get the Normandy inside of No Man's Sky as your freighter. Your freighters are ships that you use to travel between galaxies. And when that event comes back, if you're interested, I'll help you
I
figure out
have
how to
No
get it.
Man's Sky. I have No
Yep.
Man's Sky. You need when that comes back, I need that. Oh
And
my
so you
god.
can get your own Normandy freighter. I think they also had I'm not sure if they had a suit or something, but yeah, No Man's Sky is an incredible game that lets you change your settings to be whatever you want. So if you don't want to have to gather resources, if you want unlimited fuel, if you never want to get damaged by falling, you could just search around the galaxy. And so I've basically been using that as hey, let's co-work, upload up No
Mhm.
Man's Sky, we'll fly around, we'll chill on a planet while I work on some stuff, and chat can just enjoy the scenery from No Man's Sky as we listen to ambient sound effects. But if you want to learn how to play, I'll teach you. And yeah, I just stream on Twitch. Um, and you can also find me on Fourth Wall where I'm launching merch. I got some socks coming up. Um,
That
it's gonna
seems,
be Bunny Boy on brand, right? A little
N
foot
actually,
stuff.
see, no, I was gonna say, you actually wanting people to put socks and shoes on, that just seems
Yeah,
off for you.
yeah.
Who are you? What have you done with
It's
cyber?
no, not all feet are fair feet. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dang, okay, tell us how you really feel.
I'm very yeah,
Mhm.
not all fair feet. You know what it is? It's the self-care part. Self-care is
Ah,
incredibly attractive. That is my biggest turn on. Someone who takes care of themselves. So right. Yeah. Mhm. You can pamper yourself. I would like to be pampered too.
I think that requires money,
Right?
so
Right. See, there you
I'm
go.
in that
So
boat of no
no,
money.
not all feet. Just pampered and taken care of and well groomed and all that stuff. But yeah, socks,
Yep.
socks and flip flops.
There we
Actually,
go.
someone bought my flip flop merch. It was so cute. I was like,
Aw.
oh yeah. But yeah, I'm on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Twitch, Cyberrank10.
And I will put all those links down in the description box below. I'm sure you have a
Oh,
card or something. I'll find a
something.
way.
Yeah.
I'll find a way to put it all down there so you guys can go and check him out and support him. This is one of my longest streamer friends, I believe. So
She's so
yeah,
cool. She's so cool. You're
nah,
so cool. I
nah. I
just
just
love
like
you
doing
geeking
nerdy
out over
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, that's the best part. You geeking out over stuff.
That's
Watching, you
why.
know why we tune in?
Hmm.
I'll tell you, watching you get flustered over these fictional characters.
I do it so that other people can live vicariously through
Right.
me, so they don't have to
And
embarrass themselves.
we do.
I do it willingly on the internet for everyone.
We Garrus vicariously
It's my
live through
gift to
you.
the world. So it's my gift to the world. It's what I do for society.
Well, thank you for your contribution. It's been a pleasure knowing you.
Aw.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Wait. I
Wait.
mean, thank you
No,
for
that's it.
having
No,
me.
that's thank you.
I'm usually
Any
hosting stuff, so I'm like,
I know. I've noticed the way like we're
thank you
segueing
for
stuff. I'm
coming to
like,
my
does
podcast.
this man know that this is my podcast? Nah, this is honestly just me shooting the shit with people. But if that means if you're here, you're where you're supposed to be because this is my
Mm-hmm.
podcast. So you're either on Patreon or you're on YouTube at Reaper Babe Gaming. And if you're not on those places, you should go to those places. Or you can come watch me live geek out about fictional characters over at twitch.tv/ReaperBabe7. So if any of this has interested you, you should definitely check us out. And if you'd like to see Cyber on some more future episodes, you should let me know in the comments because we can. Today was talking about nerdy stuff, Mass Effect and Star Wars, but we can definitely talk about streaming. We can talk about life stuff. We get into some real deep discussions, I feel. So
Yeah, if you want to pick my brain on like brands or starting out as a content creator, any of that type of stuff, or just anything. Also, thank you for making it this far in the video. Or podcast. We really
yeah,
appreciate you.
it's about an hour and a
Yeah,
half. So nice. Appreciate you
yeah.
guys.
Thank you.
But with that, listeners, I hope you have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see next time.
I'm waving goodbye.
Bye, guys. You can say bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye
Bye.
bye.